We all know that medicine's very expensive, and because you can receive sound healing for free if you have access to the internet. And so we are not promoted that. No one is going to spend millions of dollars putting 3 commercials in a row saying, listen to your own frequency and you'll get better, because there's no profit involved in that. There's profit in Western medicine. It's just a fact. I'm not, saying don't use Western medicine. My husband wouldn't be alive without Western medicine. But when we grow into integrating them both, it will be a very good day.
Correct.
And many doctors now are integrating sound into their healing, and sound research is one of the most important research going on now, especially with NASA, because we can find out when the storms are coming from sound. Everything evolves from the other realms through sound. Even the Bible, the Word became flesh. We are once sound, and then we become matter.
I hear you. My question now to you is this: it's like the human body. When you put those tuning forks on you, and it has a healing effect, what do you think would happen if you would put those tuning forks, like let's say on Pancho, or just on the crystal, or on any kind of crystal?
Well, I use the tuning fork with a crystal and run the sound through the crystal, because the crystal actually clarifies and amplifies the sound. We know that crystals are used in radio stations, in microphones, in watches, in satellites.
Computer chips.
It amplifies, clarifies sound. So I use it with my tuning fork. Obviously, I teach it. My classes are all live on my website, as well as written, so you could download why sound works. I'm sorry, I actually forgot the question. What would happen if I put
exactly.
a tuning fork
what would happen if you would put a tuning fork on Pancho, or use any kind of sound therapy on Pancho?
If Pancho is on your chest, and I send a sound with not this particular one, but the one with the other end onto it, you will feel that go directly into your body.
So he would be like a conduit.
It would be like a conduit.
Okay.
But as you saw from the first picture, I didn't need to be anywhere near the crystal.
Oh, okay.
The sound and my intention went through the crystal anyway, as though it was an arrow going directly to Madison's heart.
Okay.
Okay.
And I see you have a crystal there.
Yes.
Is that the crystal that you used with Madison, or is that it's a very beautiful crystal. I was, when I first saw it the other day at your house, I was so totally drawn to it. Can you tell us a little bit about that crystal?
Well, the first part is no, that was a different crystal.
Okay, it was a different crystal.
And that was a smoky quartz, and it was formed to be to send an intention through that point. So it was carved. Okay. And we can carve crystals for specific intentions, such as Marcel Vogel, senior scientist at IBM, was the greatest innovator in how to carve crystals. This is a natural formation from Herkimer, New York. I was actually there 8 days ago, and in a store, you could go in and mine it yourself, or you could go in their store, and there were probably 15 to 20,000 Herkimer diamonds in there, and I walked right up to this crystal.
Beautiful crystal.
And of course, I use crystals on the meridian points for specific reasons, and this is shaped in the shape that I use a pointed crystal on the small intestine 3 point, and you could basically deprogram anything that's making you crazy at this point just by putting a pointed crystal in your small intestine 3, and that's what I use this for, along with many other things.
Cool. That's very, very interesting. One thing that I also wanted to mention was that at our healing event in September 6th through the 9th, people are going to have an opportunity to also work with the other 2 skulls that I have.
Yes.
And the other 2 skulls, I don't have them here today, but they're made out of precious stones. You've seen them. Lapis lazuli, malachite, bloodstone, turquoise, and jade. People can work with those skulls too.
Yes.
Correct. But they're not crystal. But they also have healing properties?
Absolutely.
Okay, tell us a little bit more about that.
Okay, which are the properties in it? What's the first
Well,
one you
there's
said?
turquoise, there's
Okay.
jade,
Mhm.
lapis lazuli, malachite, bloodstone, rose quartz, and some other ones I can't remember, but those are the main
Okay, so they have different minerals
minerals, correct.
involved. And each mineral, we have many minerals in our body, has a different impact on what we're doing. So, for instance, the rose quartz, that's going to activate the unconditional love that we all hold within us, but for many of us it has been dampened and shut down, so the rose quartz will activate that.
Okay.
Each of the other minerals that you mentioned has extremely specific healing properties, so we will be able to tell them what they are first, because if they're not aware that, let's say, the lapis would do a certain thing, it won't happen to the same extent as if they are aware.
Okay.
So before they sit down with a specific skull, they will be given the information of what that will be doing for them. And the reason I say that we'll be able to do that is because in this book, which we'll have access to that day, the Book of Stones,
a little bit more over here? Okay.
the Book of Stones, which is the most advanced book written on the healing power of crystals and all of the different crystals that are available to us. So we'll be able to go right to that particular mineral and let them know what that would be able to do if they chose to receive that. And the awareness of that intensifies the gift.
It intensifies the healing.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Becoming more aware of what we're doing, once we're aware that our cells are little computers and that we're constantly programming them with our thoughts, that changes everything. Awareness and intention is everything when it comes to sound and crystals.
Right. That's absolutely, that's wonderful. Could you tell us again what the dates that we're going to be doing this?
Yes, it will be Labor Day, Monday, Labor Day.
Okay.
We'll start probably early in the morning, and then we'll give a presentation at the clubhouse at the Sail Club.
Okay. And do we have an address?
Yes, it's 2551 Golden Sands Drive, and that's on the lake in Desert Shores. There's a great big beautiful lake there with the bridge over it.
Right.
And so the complex is on that lake, and the clubhouse is on the lake. And when you're near water, it is much more easily accessible to the spirit realms. And I know for a fact that the spirits have come through beautifully on the lake in many of my photos. Right.
That's awesome. And again, for our audience, the actual dates for are 6th through the 9th, and then we are taking appointments.
Yes.
We're taking appointments. The phone number again for appointments is 702-408-0897. So please give us a call. This is amazing healing, and I'm so looking forward to
I am too. I'm
it.
so honored.
Thank you. We'll be right back.